everybody, it's me, Laura, and I'm really excited today because we are going to be creating Natasha's flowers. Oh, I've been waiting for this for forever, it seems like. Anyways, this is scrap clay, and I'm gonna go ahead and I've just cut some sections off and I'm rolling it up into this ball. I'm now gonna roll it out into a bit of a log here, and then using my acrylic roller, I'm gonna go ahead and flatten this down into kind of, I wanna say it's gonna be like a half moon shape. And so you're going to get like, it's going to be curved on the one side, kind of using the acrylic roller on both sides, getting that nice little curve. You might want to pinch it a little bit, roll it back on your surface, and then you'll be flat on the other side. Once you do that, you're going to go ahead and just kind of, I'm even stretching it out just a little bit with my fingers here. Once you get that together, then we're going to go ahead and start cutting this thing to pieces. Okay, now that I've got this kind of the way I like it, I like to use my blade a little bit there too. You kind of see how I kind of butted it up against a little bit on that side. It helps to give that more and more of a moon shape or a rounded kind of shape on the one side. Anyway, go ahead and I'm going to start cutting slices, and we're going to lay one down and then lay one next to it. And these are going to be fairly rounded, and all you're going to do is cut another one and another one, match that up, and then you're going to place it around. So you're going to have a point. You're going to pick your point, and I like to keep it where if I'm cutting that Natasha, keep that Natasha in the same direction. So I'm not flipping it around or anything. I'm keeping it where, like, you can kind of see the black and white end is on one side. This way then that pattern will form all the way around when you get your flower-like looking Natasha. Now you'll notice here that, you know, each of these Natashas is different. They're not really the same. I mean, you've got, but the thing is with the colors flowing around into that circular pattern, you do get a similarity in that regard. And that's kind of the nice thing about Natashas. If you have a certain kind of color pattern going on, it will form all the way around. Now you can kind of tell there, I pinched that a little bit more. That other section, I just thought, I want to pinch this, I want to elongate it out. And you'll see why here in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm getting that together, kind of butting it up. I'm going to cut another section, cut another, and this is getting me, it's rounded, but it's a little bit more of a point when it comes to your petal pattern. So this other pattern, or I should say the one flower, was already kind of rounded. This is going to have a little bit more of a point for that petal. Okay, so now I'm going to place that final piece of this particular flower in place. And you'll notice that the first one was 5 petals. This one has got 6. And look at the dynamic of that red and yellow right towards around the center. And then you got like kind of a yellowish green, blue type around there. I decided I wanted to go ahead and take one of my segmented petal canes and add in a little bit of extra flavor in between each petal. Just to kind of, change it up and just kind of show you also what you can do with these Natasha flowers other than just doing Natasha itself. Okay, so that second flower, I'm just kind of placing in some fun little things. I've got the petals down, the segmented petal cane in there. I'm placing a black center in here, and then right where the segmented petal canes kind of come in towards that black center, I'm going to roll some little red balls, and I'm going to just kind of highlight those on there. Just another way to kind of give a little bit of a detail to this particular Natasha. You don't have to do this. This was just kind of a little something extra I wanted to do and just kind of see what would happen with it. The other particular flower, I'm going to go ahead and put a lavender center in it with a white ball of clay that will go into that lavender center as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and create my Natasha flower from scratch. So taking some plain colors, I'm just cutting these up, and they've not been mixed up with anything yet, you know, just what I have right here. And then I'm going to, unlike my scrap clay, which of course you could just get whatever, right? The difference between the scrap and the scratch clay, I believe, is really the larger area of colors that become prominent in the flower, and, you know, than what you use in, say, scrap clay. So if you look at it, you know, when you were looking at the first segment there of the scrap clay, you know, you got really tiny little areas of color. Whereas when you're doing it from scratch, you can start with a lot larger areas. And, you know, with the colors that I've used here, you know, I can kind of control the colors I have mixed in as well. So that's something I can't do with scrap clay. Scrap clay, whatever I have is what I have. But with scratch, you know, it's like, oh, I could pick like a yellow, green, and a red and just go with those colors, cut them up, and you can start doing Natashas. But whereas with scrap clay, you just, you know, whatever I threw together, you know, into that pile, that's what comes out. Okay, so now I have my Natasha, my final Natasha flower from scratch clay, and I'm going to put in a black ball for the center using my ball tool to make that impression, and that will give me my final flower. Okay, so here are my results from creating Natasha's flowers. Please use this for study and reference, and if you wish to see the extended version of this with more ideas, check me out on patreon.com. Otherwise, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'm always wondering what you guys are thinking. And just know that I am sending out my biggest hugs to each of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day.